Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? Um, I'm a little down. I was up last night. Now I'm down. Like I said, it's very roller coastery, emotionally, energetically, and I'm a little bit worried about Save Thor news for August. A little. I don't know. You guys have come through every single time, but just reminder, it is that period. So if you would like to support all the awesomeness I do and have done, and all that I've sacrificed, I'd appreciate all contributions, donations. Care package is sent to 5430 Birdwood Road, number 416, Houston, Texas 77096. Because sometimes it's good to have more than two opinions on a subject, and it's like our world is only allowed to have two sides of a narrative. Now I got bad news. Yeah, and that, I'm like Captain Bad News. That's my job as Planetary Defense Commander. I got to tell you guys the truth and then assess the situations for you. For everybody. And yeah, it's bad here at the end of May, but I believe I said like 2 months ago it was going to be really bad at the end of May. Okay. And so today's bad news is that we had Trinity Lake at 98%. We had Shasta Lake at 98%. And now the famous Lake Oroville is at 98%. And so I've watched these things steadily tick up like almost every day. Every single one of these has ticked up a point. One at a time. Like I haven't seen like one, it'll tick one here and then one here or one here. And so we've still got a lot of snowpack. I've got a couple verifications from people who are that live in the Sierras, and they say, yeah, it's really snowy, and they just got a whole lot more snow last weekend. And so with the upcoming heat wave coming, it almost looks like this thing is, unless they really start dumping the water out, this thing is really going to be a problem and break probably. And then, but right now, as of this moment, because I need to get my head out of the weather, so I was working on a video about Jupiter and Venus, and I'm working on like 6-7 videos at once. So you got a tornado on the ground in Virginia. Tornado warning continues. Observed tornado, Virginia. This looks like Spotsylvania courthouse. Spotsylvania. It's like a cross between the dog and Transylvania. Maybe it's like Dracula land for dogs. So it's like the best and worst of both worlds. So you're getting more tornadic activity. And it's been like 500 tornadoes. When did this start, man? Was it like, I don't know if it's like day 13, day 14. And they were like, it's about to stop. And maybe it is. But I think there's a chance of severe weather for tomorrow as well. The economy has been doing some fascinating things. Look at the peso intraday. By the way, we're all allowed to have our own opinions on subjects, my friends. And so, I'm not a fan of trading currencies for profit. That sounds bad. And wasn't that who Jesus went in and kicked the tables over, the money changers? So it's like literally the whole just having 190, 80 different currencies that you interchange up and down like a weird roulette table, that just seems dangerous. But I always said back in the day that the stock markets, in my opinion, were the beasts spoken of in the Bible. If it was anything, it'd be the stock markets. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been staring at the Twitter all day because I need a break from that shit. All right, so now we got 365 rivers flooding. This may sound better than the 400 rivers flooding we've been dealing with the last week, but technically it's not better because a lot of this water is running towards the Gulf of Mexico. And it's like the Arkansas and the Mississippi are combining into this like super complex of floodiness. So it's then all running down and flooding out slowly. It's a real bad situation. And definitely Like now the real reports are coming in. After the trading places, insider quote unquote trading moments have taken place already. That most of the crop, especially corn crop, is wiped out. And a lot of the crops have been wiped out. And so if I read something properly today, like they won't get a chance to replant, or they didn't plant in time. I don't know. There's all that weird. Like we have a lot of subsidies for farmers, and I'm pro subsidies for human beings. Like if you don't have food, feed people, and if you don't have a place to sleep, sleep there. If you're really sick, then you deserve medical assistance. You didn't ask to be born into this world, so we should take care of each other because there's definitely enough materials and resources around for everybody. If we hadn't let like 95% of all the stuff end up in like 1,000 people's hands, then this time would probably be easier. Anyway, was it talking about? Oh yeah, so. And I always tell you all the truth, and I understand that a lot of people can't handle it. It's called cognitive dissonance when I say that, since JFK died, like, it's an oil and war economy. It's all about the oil price, and it's all about having war somewhere, and especially over the last 10 years, it's been war amongst ourselves, divide and conquer all the time, 24/7. And all men are horrible. Okay. What's it talking about? Oh, yeah, so we literally, like I said, we live in an oil and war economy. And a lot of people like to be like, hey, politicians are going to save us. And it's like, no, they're not. Okay. Because the point of that is ethanol, man. Ethanol is made from corn. And they put like 10% ethanol in your gas. It doesn't even make any sense. It's like one of those things that is so weird and so wild, and nobody really likes it, except for the people who grow corn or are in the oil and finance industry. Because it's like they put 10% corn fluid into your gasoline. So you get like 10% less gasoline, and then you that causes corn prices to be higher than they should be, because they're having to make a whole lot of corn, because it's like regulated that they got to stick corn in your gasoline. That is how just insidious and saturated that our economy is and has become. So I'm just saying, it's a major, losing the corn, that's a big deal. And I know a lot of people like to think that somebody's controlling the weather. And, you're all allowed to everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. What I'm saying is, no, I don't think that they don't control it, dude. But they do know about the truth on a grander level than they're telling us. And they're not even telling us anything. They're treating us like kindergartners. They're basically saying, you caused the climate to change, and you will pay for a tax. And that's like the end of the conversation. It's your fault, and we're going to tax you to fix it. It's like, wait a second. So when you got shit like this happening, all I'm saying is that they're using the good information to make money while giving people bad information. And so that trend continues. But no, I don't think that. No, man, dude, I can almost guarantee you. Tried not to cuss, it didn't work. The man is not controlling the weather. You look at these heat spikes; they're going everywhere. Like, we're like during the summer, like 1.5 standard deviations away from wiping out all human life. Like, dude, if it gets to be like 140 degrees over the next 2 years, everybody's dead. Okay, so and if the volcanoes keep going, the acid levels in the ocean. So that no, dude, you may feel more comfortable thinking mankind has control of the weather, but they do not. Like I said, it's 2019. Anybody can believe whatever they want to, and then just go around like they had a YouTube channel for 6 years proving all this shit. Anywho, it was down, up, down, up, done out. Flood waters to surge to near historic levels along Mississippi River during early June. So we know that this pattern is going to continue. Now, an inundated Midwest interstate closed indefinitely. Now, smoking if you got them. I'm going to light a cigarette. But, like a day ago, like some of the people got together. They got all the engineers together along the Mississippi and Arkansas from the states and stuff to discuss solutions and how to deal with it. I was like, dude, I called this shit from 3 months out, and I'm not saying like, woo, look how great I am, but this is predictable. Like a lot of this stuff is predictable. If you didn't have a media that was literally being the wall between us, the people, and the government, it's like anytime we try to get into a realistic discussion with our own government about, hey, dudes, what can we do to adapt to this? The media's just going to step in and be like, climate change. And anyone who says that anything other than carbon is affecting the weather is a total conspiracy nut job. Like, oh yeah, I believe that the sun, the moon, and the planets and the stars have a major effect on Earth and us. And science is like, nope, that is not true. Also, God isn't real either. But if we have a carbon tax, they'll fix shit. Okay, so yeah, shit is bad. And we're a little rocked back on our heels as far as how we're going to deal with it. And I get, it's nice to think that stability is around and deep forms, but remember, Brexit's like a total clusterfuck too, dude. Snafu bar all over the place. Like, and before Brexit even started, the story was the fact that almost all the nations are completely insolvent. And then it was like Brexit, and now it's like, oh, Theresa May's fault. And it's like, dude, all the nations are still insolvent. We have currency problems. You got trade wars going on at a time when people are like, everybody needs to be working together. All right. People are like, you're a good weatherman. Dude, I'm your planetary defense commander. The thing is, when I try to talk to you about the economy and like interest rates and hyperinflation and the theater of war, rumors of war, the truth about what is and isn't, petroleum, energy, aliens, most people can handle that shit. And that's why I feel so alone, because I got too smart, too fast. I should have had kids and got married. Or had a job where I didn't try and figure out the truth all the time. Way to go, me. I don't feel sorry for myself. Just moody because I'm tired of watching us get our ass kicked. Being a person who represents the normal, average, under-making billionaire, anybody under $1 billion, I'm representing you here at the table. I wish you guys would update your data set and get over all the cognitive dissonance moments. Yeah, they hurt. Yeah, you're going to cry. Well, they ain't going to kill you. The only thing that'll kill us is ignorance and a refusal to work together. All right, so another point. I was trying to draw up the map if you're just joining. I don't know. Is there anybody even here? Because, like, everything's hacked. All my shit's hacked. So I turned off Super Chat. And sometimes these live streams work out well. Sometimes you can't really hear me. And it's like the Matrix. Every time I make a video and you guys watch it, it's like we're tapping into each other. And I need a vacation before hurricane season starts. Okay, so, and these look like giant streams of steam. Here's our tornado region, Virginia. And then here, remember how the models have been saying it's not going to rain? It definitely wasn't supposed to rain in the next 48 hours anywhere near those dams. But as you it's raining all up and down along the mountains. So that is fascinating. And notice that it's almost like a counterclockwise spin. I was noting this earlier in the models. Like whatever's going on, It definitely seems like the whole planet is steaming. And society has become a Cleveland steamer. Well, yeah, it's redeemable. But when is that major moment going to happen? Yeah, while we were watching this like a hawk, I went to look up articles on. So I said the map, this map thing here. If you try to pull up the report, this is what I got on Google. But if I use Opera, but to be fair, I pulled this up hours like earlier today, maybe 11 a.m. And so it's the same site, but I can't get it on Google. But on Opera, I can. Which is the browser that's got like a little mini VPN. And so also having to watch the river levels daily. On this daily. I think it's freaking me out. There's no need to panic because that is not going to help. But that's a bad scene, man. And when I went to look up articles for information on the dam levels and how concerned they were, there weren't a whole lot of them. There wasn't a whole lot of information on the 98% levels. And last night when I put up my video, which is great, the second I put it up, it said this video is private. I was like, what? Oh, that's never happened like that before where it said that. And when I went to back check it again, it said that like, oh, okay, no, it's fine. But like if you'll note, I have like what, 55,000 subscribers. My views are somewhere usually like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Or if you check anybody else out there who has 55,000 subscribers, their video view total is usually a whole lot higher per individual video. And so, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, anytime I'm putting out extremely solid information like this, like, hey, California, your northern areas at 98%, I think that thing hits a lot of shut doors. Doesn't have a chance to go anywhere. You never know what type of audio they're going to hear. You never know what the video they're going to see. But I'm just saying that when I went to look up and see that more info on this, there's not a lot of info out there. And this is 3 dams that are at 98% over a very populated region of Sacramento and Chico. And if you ever spent time in California, though it is absolutely gorgeous, it's almost like a whole nother planet, you'll know that their road infrastructure is like traffic is bad everywhere. So if you start losing 1 or 2 roads here and there, major roads, it just creates more and more no fun time for non-billionaire human beings. So yeah, I was hoping one of my crushes would swoop in, steal me away for 3 days. I wouldn't have to tell nobody. We could go do something fun and then be fresh for hurricane season. And making out with a woman would be fucking fantastic. But it would appear today the odds are better that I'm going to step out on my patio and eat a sniper bullet. Am I being dramatic? I don't know, maybe. I'm allowed to be moody. I talk about this shit all day long. You know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to be happy with the progress we have made? And I'm not going to take it as my fault. That is for sure. I've done everything I can think of. Even before hurricane season, having totally kicked ass for 3 hurricane seasons. Like, what can I do better this year? Because, you know, the last 2 years, after telling everybody before season started, we're going to get hit by a bunch of hurricanes. And we get hit. You know, what can I say now? My reputation should be great. And I'm like, yeah, dude, we're definitely getting hit by 2 or 3. And what can we do? So, yeah, we're watching the models. Although, like I said, at this point, they're in that weird zone of other than the 10th, they're saying we're not getting any big storms. But one thing of note here is if you'll notice, the Gulf continues to spit out not lows, but like big chunks of rain, which could easily turn into a low. But the hot spot is pushing all the moisture up into here. Who knows what's going to happen? Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Oh, it looks like people are there. Cool. I hope you can hear me. And then look at this lightning pattern. It is crazy. It is crazy. So still can't scroll up on this thing. If you look at the source code, it shows you how they got it all hacked. They're good at it. I'll give them that. It just seems fucking dumb, man, at a time where, I don't know, civilization could collapse. Definitely in the near future. Oh, so you can hear me? Yeah, I don't, duds, like, it's not even I don't even know how to, there's no, it was like when this whole thing started, when this tornado season started, like everybody took off there. A lot of meteorologists who apparently make a whole lot more motherfucking money than I do were like, hey, we're going to take off a couple weeks and we're just going to chase tornadoes with friends. I was like, well, that sounds fun, you know? I'd like to smoke a blunt and chase tornadoes with like Reed Timmer and Bernie Reno in Colorado. And so if Reed's like, run, I'll run, you know? Or like, get in the truck, I'll get in the truck. That's all I need to know. So I could like drink and smoke and just try and be funny and run away from a tornado when we get close to it. What's he talking about? Oh, yeah. So, like, they're all like, oh, okay, we're going to kick off the week and chase tornadoes. But then, like, after it's, like, day one or day two of the big day, a lot of, like, I love hashtag WX Twitter. But they're like, man, this is a total fucking bust. I'm like, dudes, there are 400 fucking rivers flooding. Like, there are no duds right now. Like, when you have, I mean, there are a lot of, the major dams haven't even really started to fail. Like, remember, it is a slide downhill process. Like, if you start having this slide downhill process failing, and this slide downhill process failing, knowing that with Jupiter and Saturn on the same motherfucking side, that like we're gonna get definitely earthquake and volcano activity. I mean, there are a lot of variables that could go on. There are like no duds. You know, it was like when I was saying and if you're tallying up all the infrastructure that's been destroyed since 2017, there are no duds. Someone's like the national debt, except for national debt is about phantom money. And infrastructure is an actual thing, like an actual highway. Like there's some major highways that are just completely underwater in the Middle East. Not Middle East, the middle of America. Which was, the Middle East is flooding as well. Like, holy shit, there's so, oh yeah. See, I can't even think. Okay, but see this thing right here? Like, this chunk of rain, or chunk of moisture, watch it, like, yeah, I'm not worried about the duds, like, anywhere, because A, that rain's not even supposed to be here, and B, just look at this entire chunk of rain, like, breaking out. There's major flooding going on in South America. But it's weird how our media, or where they care, in our political system, and even our religions, have trained people, like, we now really care about the only people, like, people who have money. Like, the poorer you are, the less we fucking care about you. Like, homeless in America, nope, we don't care. Immigrants who are trying to run away from drug dealers or volcanoes or trying to get a better life, who'd been advertised their whole life, come to America. Like, no, we don't care about them either. And it's like, if you're south of Mexico, the southern you are, the less we care about you. Like, we definitely don't care what the hell's going on down here or in Africa. Like, Africa has like $60,000 trillion worth of rare minerals, and like all the shit all the major corporations want, and they keep it like a super mega negative third world country, and they have everybody not caring. Like, I don't know, and definitely not. It's like anybody under 1 million, like we don't even fucking count. So to watch like this is gonna cause a lot of fucking problems, and the fact that these volcanoes look to be our main area that are going off, then we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of flooding events, earthquake events. It's been very earthquakey down here lately, and then you had the 9/0 by Peru, where we usually see our volcano signal. And it's just like during all this, when we could be uniting and then adapting, it's like we've been trained to really not care about anybody. That we've been trained to hate people. Like Republicans hate Democrats. Democrats hate Republicans. Christians hate Muslims. Muslims hate Christians. Like, like women hate men. Men love boobs. Yeah. Well, it's true. Boobs are great. Or they were. They seem to look great. I don't know. Okay. So, Daz Junkie. You're getting a little bit of a volcano signal there. I know we had a 5-0 in. I don't remember. And this is like tomorrow. And look at all the areas that are going to get rain. And remember, they kind of give you like an idea of like, okay, this is what you might get. And then it gets worse than what they thought it would be. It's not their fault. A lot of this shit is hierarchical. Like, and a lot of times they direct y'all's anger at the people who had nothing to do with it. Like literally, the shot callers. You're not 99% of y'all aren't focused on even who the shot callers are. I pointed out before that if you look at the monetary base and all the printing done, there are definitely trillionaires on the planet. I guess, I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 20. So they're the shot callers, bro. The people's names you don't even know. Ay caramba. Okay, so yeah, more rain. See, now it's toning down, saying you're not going to get that much rain. But the way I look at it is it's for 7 days. We've already got more rain here today than they'd 7-day guesstimated. Look at that. This fucking retrograding storm. Oh, yeah. Someone can down thumb and just be like, I don't like this video. Be like, yeah, dude, I don't like this video either. But I love you guys. See, that is retrograding. Did I ever get the plant thing pulled up? Probably not. Way to go. Boom. Or was it the other way? Dang it. So there you go. It's real creepy. Not creepy. It's real anomalously funky butternuts. Mars, Uranus, and Eris have pretty much been like in a straight line ever since Mars has been coming around this band. It's been like a couple months that Eris, Uranus, and Mars like have been coming around this band. And we're trying to figure it out. I think Uranus is the planet that represents petroleum. So you got like petroleum, war, and media in a line. And they've been lined up. We're over here doing some, I don't know whatever dance we're doing, but it apparently doesn't seem to be good enough. Oh yeah, and Venus is out here alone by Eris. That's not helping. I talked about that when we were the ones having to deal with it. Okay. But so yeah, like definitely the solar system is not balanced at all. And we're over here. And then the real interesting part is going to start, I think it's like Jupiter opposes Earth June 9th. And right before that and after that, it's going to be real interesting. And then on July 10th, Earth opposes Saturn. Saturn opposition. It's not like they're not going to fight, I don't think. And then, was it the 10th? We get eclipse season starts. I'm all wigged out about eclipse season because 2 years ago, that major eclipse, 2017, which, yeah, that was major. 5 days after that, we got hit by Harvey. So, eclipse season definitely kicks stuff off. And this year's eclipse, much like the 2017 eclipse, will be a full eclipse. I forgot the name of it, but it's the one where the moon gets in between the sun and the earth. So it's literally going to break, because like the earth usually gets a healthy dose of light from the sun, like nonstop. And so during the major solar ones, like it doesn't get that light and solar wind because the moon blocks it. So that affects the atmosphere. Like, it absolutely affects the atmosphere. You don't have to guess whether or not the auroras are affecting the core or the atmosphere or the wind. With the eclipse, you know that it's going to change up. You're going to get some funky knuckleball patterns after the eclipse season, or after the eclipse. So, like, we can even see like how our tests are going to keep stepping up over the summer. I'd definitely like to bring rock and roll back. You know, if we can unsacrifice Ryan Adams. If they're just going to kick the shit out of anybody who plays the guitar. That's male, anyways. Like Van Halen summer. So, yeah, I guess summer starts in, 2 days? Hurricane season officially starts in the 1st. So I'm trying to get all my whiny, crabby, bitchy shit out. Because we can all be bitches, man. I don't know if you knew that. We can all be assholes. We can all have down moments. We can all say really mean things. But I try to minimize the non-heroic shit as much as possible. I still work at being super cool and super sexy, even though sexiness is no longer in style. Back in the day, when women loved hilarious men, I got kisses like crazy. Look at all that moisture right there. That is precipitable water. When I try to tell people, it don't matter, dude. Like, it's like telling someone who just totally believes that, like, this is my greatest sports team. That mine is the greatest sports team. They're just going to believe their sports team no matter what information you give them. And if you look at this precipitable water, this is the water that is willing to participate. Okay? That is tons. That is a scary amount. And what I'm saying is, if you're an evil supervillain, you don't need this much moisture to do whatever the hell you're trying to do. That under this theory that when the planets are on the same, it's like the solar system is kind of like a perpetual clock that creates life and love and dickheads. And so as they go around, like, it's like going around, it's almost like as the planets spin out in a Fibonacci circle on the spiral of life, like we grow. And so that, like, Jupiter did this and Saturn did this. So, like, Earth will grow as it moves out and the sun gives birth to new planets. And so the core will continue to put out lava, magma, and black oily stuff. You know, until the planet blows up or whatever. And that's a long time. Every single generation like to say, oh my God, the end times are here for me now. The tribulations happens when I'm alive. Every single generation from, like, since the Bible went out, the New Testament, like, they all thought they were in the end times. Nope. So, just saying, the planet ain't gonna, like, it ain't, like, shit ain't, no matter what, it ain't all gonna end, I don't think. So Earth will keep growing. I mean, for the planet itself, Earth will keep growing and expanding. And so who knows? Like, Jupiter may have gone through this as it spins around and the planets move out, new one. You know what I'm saying? Like, corporate science has done what it can to shut your imagination off. And my imagination has always been one of the best on the planet. And my imagination never shuts off. Well, it shuts off when I get to cuddle. But I don't ever get to cuddle, so it never shuts off these days. Hell yeah. I ain't complaining though. Yeah, I'm just saying like, dude, that is so much moisture right now. Like I said, I was worried about. I don't know where we're gonna see but the moisture. It's like that's how the water was created, like steam, as our atmosphere captures the steam as it falls back to Earth. So as our core is heating up, as the sun has been acting wild and very active, and we've been getting hit by almost nonstop solar wind. I mean, that the planet will be growing, and so that is one of the reasons for all the extra rain. Like it's literally coming out of the core of the planet when we're watching the live cameras where the moisture is literally just coming straight out of like the ground. Okay, like this is pretty much verifying my theories. Not that it matters, like I said, I can call 3 hurricanes out. They can all hit right on the date that I predicted them this summer. And nobody, other than you awesome, astonishing astrophysical people, like nobody else is going to know. Like I could be proven super kick-ass science here, and like it goes against the corporate narrative, so nobody's going to get to hear it really. But yeah, you got steam rain now. We're now in steam rain season. A week after I put out my West Coast volcano announcement. And now it's retrograding. So as you have Jupiter retrograding, Saturn retrograding, Saturn is retrograding, Pluto retrograding. We should expect to see storms retrograding and other crazy weird shit. Solar wind sparks rainbow auroras. Yeah, the auroras have been off the charts. I think we're getting hit by anywhere up to 30% and 40% more. Solar wind. A sunspot from the next solar cycle. Getting tired of solar minimum? Good news. It won't last forever. In fact, the next solar cycle made a brief appearance this week. Well, that's interesting. So now we're going to be in like minimal solar maximum and maximum grand solar minimum. Though I still believe the sun is like a dragon egg or a phoenix. It's definitely magic and alive. And I don't say that a lot because it freaks scientists out. But yeah, the sun is definitely alive and magic. It loves you. It's like what the other, I don't know, during my birthday was last year. The sun was like, I remember the moment every human being is born. I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's cool. Sun loves you. That's why it gives you light every day. I've decided as a Norse Jedi Christian, it's definitely cool to think the sun is badass, and the sun is a great symbol because Jesus Christ was the Son of God. So like the sun being the sun, same shit, man. It's like metaphors. It is a good metaphor. Though science is like, nope, don't like the sun. And religion's like, nope, don't worship the sun. I'm just saying, me and the sun are real close buddies. Technically, I think we're family. Okay. But like I said, science is going to hand you some shit burger for your brain. It's going to shut down your imagination. Why'd you get to be such an asshole, science? Well, it's because money. So yeah, like we got to forgive people. It's not people's fault. It's a giant system. It's the system that's the dragon. It's not the people, man. All right. Noctilucent cloud. Clouds turn on. Ooh, yes. Love me some NLCs. Noctilucent clouds are rapidly spreading around the Arctic Circle. First sighted in NASA's AIM spacecraft on May 20th. And if you don't know what science says, then science says NCLs come from meteor smoke. And there are definitely some badass scientists out there. I'm saying overall, the like bully gang that gets you in your face with a bullhorn. Those guys can be jerks. Who knows? They're probably not even real. They're probably just algo robots. Man, like 99% of the people you think are reporters or scientists now are probably just digital deepfake algo robots. Noctilucent clouds are rapidly spreading around the Arctic Circle. First sighted by NASA's AIM spacecraft on May 20th. And I'm worried about Mike Taylor. He hadn't heard from his family in Kansas for a couple days since the tornadoes because the Midwest is just getting tore the fuck up, man. What was it saying? Oh, yeah. Small wisps of electric blue have since multiplied in a real coverage by a factor of nearly 200. This 7-day movie from Ames SIP's instrument shows their development. So yeah, it's Noctilucent cloud season. There have been a lot of meteors lately. I've been pulling a shit ton of I pull the weather videos every day. I just haven't been putting out edited weather videos because it's really fucking depressing. I will, imagine. I was playing today. Oh, so. Is anybody even here? Okay, here's what's going to happen. I would be in chat more, but like, I don't want any more negative information right now today. Oh, what is this? Okay. Is there anybody here? I want you to know I love you. I know I'm in a bad mood. I'll get out of it eventually. I hope. Unless I walk outside and a sniper shoots me in the face. Okay. So this is, because technically, like right now I'm working on like, for example, which one? Like this. Giant red storm, giant red spot, do 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 do. Yeah, it's kind of freaky looking. Now it's like you got two eyes. Oh my God, you got the left eye and the right eye. We got multiple eyes. That's pretty cool, dude. Don't Fibonacci me, man. Don't Fibonacci me, man. I want to check this one out. So I got like 6 that I've been working on. The edited ones. I want to see this one again because I don't know, one of the royals got freaked out at my last Brexit video, so there's a lot of pressure on me on this one. I don't want to piss anybody off. At least they're cool people. Okay, here we go. That's Werner von Braun. Man.
Today, more than ever before, our survival, yours and mine and our children's, depends on our adherence to ethical principles. Ethics alone will decide whether atomic energy will be an earthly blessing or the source of mankind's utter destruction.
This leads us directly to the same age-old controversy which confronts young people today.
Most of the nations are affected, and America is a target.
We were heading for insolvency.
Whether or not it's an external factor or an external shock, I think we're postponing a lot of things in global markets, like the sovereign fiscal nexus in Italy, like the banking situation across Europe, like Brexit, like the US corporate debt situation. So I think there's a number of outlying risks.
What is the worst thing that could happen if we all work together?
Man versus man, man versus nature, man versus technology, man versus himself.
Or are you going to break out of that trading system that you've been in?
No change of course necessary.
There's something wrong with it. It's the end.
Tom's fighting for his life. So is the other man. Let's go back and see what this is all about.
In the last hour, British Prime Minister Theresa May resigning as Prime Minister. She will do this on June 7th, which is weird.
The Aztecs on their feast days would sacrifice 20,000 men to their gods. We feel superior to them.
And so we think that's, incredibly important. We also think that the philanthropic component is really important.
Make no mistake, my brothers. When the air is still and the night has fallen, the question is, who will you stand with?
We must unite and fight as one. We will perish.
So, now it's decision time.
Welcome to Asteroid Fight Club. I'm your host, Thor. Today we have
What the hell are you doing here?
Technically and intellectually, we are living in an atomic age. Emotionally, we are still living in the Stone Age.
He's got cocaine, hot chicks, sports cars, bombed out buildings, Margaret Thatcher, Ronald Reagan, FBI agents, and hardcore drug dealers.
It will be followed by death within 3 minutes. Their purpose? Retaliation. Their target?
people.
It's just a vicious circle.
This is nuclear war.
If the Russians or anyone else attacked Britain with nuclear weapons, would you want us to retaliate by destroying an equal number of Russian cities?
Would, yes. It's just a vicious circle. But I suppose we should have to retaliate.
Oh, yes, I think so, definitely.
Yes, I suppose I would.
In the present version of the Civil Defense pamphlet listing the various items to be taken into a refuge room for life in a post-nuclear attack Britain are the following words: and a box containing birth and marriage certificates, savings bank books, and national health medical cards.
Name for this one? My God. Zilla.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
Our planet will perish unless we set Godzilla free.
Listen to the bass go boom.
So this plan is what you would call a long shot.
Well, let's get started.
Competition's paying the price.
Long live the king.
You know, like history isn't just about presidents and rich men and kings. It's really all the everyday people who work to build everything.
We feel that there's a lot of creativity in all people, and that they just need to find the path to free that.
Great principles do not live from generation to generation without being nurtured, without being kept vigorously alive. Unless we understand and work effectively for the principles upon which our American way of life is founded, the structure will crumble and our heritage of freedom will perish. We should...
Whoa, dude. Man, I definitely make great videos. An amazing editor and find amazing stuff. Okay.
Great principles do not live from generation to generation without being nurtured, without being kept vigorously alive. Unless we...
Those kind of look like two towers, right?
We understand and work effectively for the principles upon which our American way of life is founded, the structure will crumble and our heritage of freedom will perish. We shall lose not only our freedom, but our prosperity and our...
Yeah, so the basis is fundamental.
For the principles upon which our American way of life is founded. The structure will crumble and our heritage of freedom will perish. We shall lose not only our freedom, but our prosperity and our still brighter future. What then must we do as citizens? What are our obligations of citizenship?
Grow and seek for truth.
Most of us can remember playing tag as a kid. It was an easy game to learn. Identify your target, run around, touch, and get out of there. Pretty simple, if you're on Earth.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have a solid end. I don't know how to, like I said, I haven't figured out how to do Act 3 yet. What else? Awkward moments of silence. Oh yeah. This one has like the 300 cuss words in it. Well, I'll just do like the first minute. I would think if you smoke a Capri cigarette while wearing Capri pants and drinking a Capri Sun, you're definitely capricious. This video is going to be highly unpredictable and a bit unstable, with a lot of fluctuating cussing. Geomagnetic jerk. That capricious goat milker is fickle with his wayward and undependable ways. What? A schleppy guacked out wiener yo-yo. Geomagnetic jerk. Will Thornu survive? Probably. I'm guessing, yeah, probably. Rarely is the question asked. What is a geomagnetic jerk? Come on, let us find out. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is going to have some bad words
and name calling in it, so you best skedaddle if you can't handle it.
Party dance time.
We're flying now. This is a Thor News presentation. Thor News presents Geo, combining form, relating to Earth, magnetic, exhibiting, or relating to magnetism. Magnetism, a physical phenomenon produced by the motion of electric charge, resulting in attractive and repulsive forces between objects. The ability to attract and charm people. His personal magnetism attracted men to the Brotherhood. What? Man, it's weird world. Jerk. Jerk. A noun. A quick, sharp, sudden movement. A spasmodic, earth, muscular twitch. A contemptibly obnoxious person. Fool. Idiot.
All right, that's a 390 word start, but I'm not going to let go there now. So yeah, shit is crazy. And we got to work together. Anyway, love you guys. Sorry that I'm in a mood. I'll try to get out of it. Peace out. God bless everyone. Stay cool.